Holy guacamole, we are on our 20th episode of Uncharted. This is Rainy Day Let's Play. I'm Solon, and we are at the end escalation of our game. Oh my gosh. Hey, look at that! We're back to that weird place that I got lost in for like 30 minutes of me time, and then like 5 minutes of you time because I love you. That stupid glitch happened. Yeah, that was weird. I think that was episode 15, if I'm remembering right. Hey, Sully, you're back, and you got the weird pirate Popo after you. It's so weird that these are the guys that are like in police uniforms and like armed to the teeth. Everyone else is just like, you get your like tourist shirt and jeans. Maybe some sidearms. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Someone's got the laser pointers, and I am not finding a safe place in here. So we'll just roll around. Anyway, hey Sully, I wanna give a shout out to Let's Player for your guys' benefit, who's also doing Uncharted, and I really like the different ways that he's been looking at the game, very different from our ways. And so he basically adds a lot to the conversation in a way. But Midgeman15, M-I-G-E-M-A-N 15, you can find him. He's doing his thing, and I would highly recommend checking it out. He's about halfway through the game right now, but it's moving along. And anyway, I wanted to use this episode to start connecting the dots, since we've got just like half a second of time left in this game. And so our timeline is actually pretty lined up and completed now after the last episode. The context of this film reel inside of a scientific World War II era German compound was our last piece of the historical puzzle, which we've come to time and time again in this, and that's part of one of the most interesting parts of this game, is their pseudo-history and how it lines up and where you see parallels. So, starting first off, day 1, almost. The Spanish conquistadors find the treasure of El Dorado on a trip circumnavigating the globe and steal it from indigenous tribes in South America. This would be like 1600s. So they take it to this island that we're on right now in the Pacific Ocean and build a small civilization, for some reason, around the treasure of El Dorado. Now we know this from the architecture of you have a Catholic monastery that we're in right now, and the giant compass rose in the library, and the notes that Francis Drake left us. And this ends up explaining the trinkets all over the place that resemble South American indigenous cultures. Obviously they stole a lot of stuff from those indigenous cultures. Yay, imperialism. So bad things happen involving these undead demon things, and the conquistadors manage to build a city, but do not get news of this island back home, and somehow it's left mostly uncharted once again. So about a decade later, only like 10 years or so probably, on Sir Francis Drake's second voyage around the globe, because our history is that he passed away on his second voyage. Not in a very glory-filled way, but he was knighted, so glory be to him, I guess. So Sir Francis Drake finds the Spanish tracks of El Dorado, hunts it down to the Pacific Island, taking notes along the way. And just as he gets wind of this really huge treasure, we can say that he fakes his own death, prepares to voyage, possibly has kids somewhere along that line, maybe in California, in Nova Albion, and then hits the road to find El Dorado. That can clear up a lot of stuff. So his men are attacked when he gets to the place, and he floods the city area and burns the ships so that this curse cannot leave the island. And then he dies looking for El Dorado.
You gotta stop them, Sully. They don't know what they're dealing with.
They don't know what they're dealing with.
But that
punch,
statue
punch.
destroyed the whole colony, and it killed the Germans too.
Whoa, whoa, come again?
There's no
Thanks
time.
for filling me
Gotta
in.
Get to the church.
Pew! That was one of those rocket assault rifles. Thanks for filling Sully in. That was really nice of you. So then, about 200 years later, Germans pick up the same mythic trail, set up shop, and by shop I mean freaky experimental lab, and then the shit arbitrarily hits the fan, like it does, and all of them are killed. Presumably because German guns are not very seaworthy and like to jam when introduced to seawater, perhaps. Sure. Makes enough sense to me. Alright, now we're back in the church.
Damn it, they're everywhere.
What? No way! How? What were they doing? I would assume that we were on the right trail if they have this many hardcore guards in this section. Okay, so Germans pick up the trail and then get killed also by the curse in some way. Now, Nate, Sully, Elena are on the same trail for all of their reasons as all of these other poor blokes. They're like 4th generation at this point. They get sideswiped by Eddie, Navarro, and Roman, and the seemingly endless crew of Indonesian pirates, who also seem to be getting stronger and getting better weapons as we go along. And so now, it's a big ol' race to find the treasure, which kind of seems like Roman is going to be one step ahead of us on this one. Anyway, the plan here is to take out the snipers first with our sniper rifle, since we've only got 5 bullets, and it looks like there's about 4 of them. One on each of the corners. Oh, sorry, there's 1 on each side, 2 on each side, and then 1 in the middle. So 5 total, 1 for each bullet. Although I bet if I was a little more resourceful, that I could find a sniper rifle on the other edge too, since this is all nice and parallel. Probably not a good idea, but my favorite idea. Why stick with what you know works when you can experiment? So the snipers have us pinned down to this rock. Basically we can't move until they're gone. At least not to any big extent. We could rush them in order to get closer, which would help us take them out. But if there's a way we don't have to do that, that would be safest. Since there's 1 left, we can kind of just mess with them until they go away. Just shooting in their direction is good enough for this. And it looks like we took them out, so now we can clean out the rest of this area and hope there's no guys with the big, what are they, M87s or something, the hardcore guns that we're using to wipe them all out. And then fists! The old 2-legged cleanup crew. So before we get to the big climactic end of this episode specifically, but also almost the climax of the game, there's a few loose ends that I want to talk about, since we're talking about connecting the dots and cleaning up the storyline. We've got 1, monsters making traps with plane parts, where Elena's like, whoa, what the hell happened here? That's a little weird. So apparently these monsters are mechanically inclined and malicious, but don't hurt each other, but they also mindlessly attack humans on sight. So one of those things is not the same as the others. And that's one of the parts that was very confusing, is who made this kind of trap so quickly and for what real purpose. Maybe there's a point where the Indonesian pirates made it and accidentally set off their own trap. What? Seriously, sniper guy? Guys, lay off. Sniper from, or shotgun from this range, not gonna be the most helpful. But that'll do. Nice thing about it's not really blind fire because you're coming out of cover, but not aiming means that you can kind of let your chances go with Nate and his own ability to aim. Less of a chance of getting shot, which is nice. Other loose end, the labyrinthine mausoleum section that had all the Roman numeral puzzles in it really didn't serve any narrative function aside from fluff, like filling out the game, and introducing the monsters. Although it really did exploit all of the adventure themes of Uncharted really well. So that one's kind of a weird section. Wait, what? How did you guys know that was under there? And how did we not check this beforehand? And why, double why wasn't this disturbed if this is where the treasure lies?
Get the treasure off the island, Sully. He was trying to stop it from leaving. What? It's cursed or something. Oh, Nate, for God's sake. Look, I know it sounds crazy. You just gotta trust me.
That's what this section really undermines the underground mausoleum that we went through to find the monsters. So that's a little interesting. Not a horrible like contradiction of things, but just like, why did we go through that area if we're just gonna come back to the same church and go underneath the altar, which seems much less convoluted than pulling down those giant levers and opening the window. Like, what the hell? All that stuff. That mask was cute. I liked it. It's nice last-second treasures to pick up. Woo! We found all the gold. There we go.
Oh, man.
Roman and them, they're already here. Got it right in the middle. How did they get in here, though? They probably just blasted their way in, like through the top or something.
You two should realize by now that I plan for every contingency. Now drop your weapons. Down there. No heroics, please. Or I will kill her.
You mean Navarro?
Good. Now, if you'll just hang tight, we'll be with you in a moment.
Time for the show.
It's magnificent. The craftsmanship. I've never seen anything like it before.
That is only a shell. The real treasure of El Dorado lies inside. Open it!
My God.
Watch this.
Navarro.
Adios, Jefe. So little imagination. Bajen la red! Bajen la red!
Boom! Right in the back.
That thing wiped out an entire colony. You don't know what you're doing.
Wrong. I'm the only person on this island who knows what the hell he's doing.
Hells yes. Oh man, Navarro pulls off the perfect
You are
backstab.
so pathetic. All of you, scrambling around for your petty treasures. Do you have any idea what this is worth? To the right buyer?
That's what I was saying in the last episode. It's a weapon. A weapon of the metaphysical sense.
Oh no. What the hell is that?
God.
Jesus, what are those things?
It's the
Now for the-
Spaniards, Sully. They never left.
The worst line in the whole game. It's so cheesy, but it's so beautiful.
My God. If that thing gets off the island.
You gotta stop him. I'll cover you from here.
Alright, let's finish this game. We will see you next time on Rainy Day Let's Play.